Hello, my name is Ron Kaley and I am a senior manager at Eckelbarger Heimbaugh Taman Company in the state and local tax department. And I thought I'd share a few tips with you in regard to the agribusiness for a very important reason. There have been many changes to the income tax in the state of Michigan over the past 4 years. We went from the Michigan single business tax to the Michigan business tax and now finally to the corporate income tax. And for agribusiness, the agricultural component of the agricultural entity was exempt from tax. So for instance, if you raise crops, that activity was considered exempt under the Michigan business tax and the Michigan single business tax. But now as we go into the Michigan corporate income tax, there is no agricultural exemption, which means if the entity is formed as the traditional corporation or as known as the C corporation, there could be tax to the C corporation if it has net income here in the state of Michigan, where it wouldn't have paid tax before. So I want you to think about that and whether or not you have considered whether or not there is tax due with the 2012 year. Another thing that comes to mind is flow-through entities. Now, many agricultural entities are run through flow-through entities, or what we'd call the S corporation or the partnership. Well, under the Michigan business tax, certainly there was, or even the single business tax, flow-through entities were not exempt from tax. They were actually taxed at the entity level. Under the corporate income tax, flow-through entities are not taxed. So in other words, there is no entity level tax. If your agricultural operations are running through these flow-through entities, then there is no entity level tax. It just merely passes through to its owner, which could be another individual or another entity. And if that's the case, ultimately it will pay tax, but either at a C Corp level or at an individual level. So what we've come to is the potential for flow-through withholding, which to a certain extent is new to us in Michigan. It isn't new to the non-resident individual, but it is new from the standpoint of other flow-through entities having to have a withholding amount associated with the income, or a C corporation who is a member of a flow-through entity. So perhaps you may find where the agricultural operations are running through a pass-through, but one of the owners is a C corporation. Well, perhaps then that flow-through entity would have a required withholding amount if the business activity is going to generate $200,000 or more of income here in the state of Michigan. So please think about that and whether or not the withholding requirements may apply to you, and you're more than welcome to contact me at my email address, which is rlnk@ehtc.com, or just call the general number 616-575-3482, and I'm more than happy to discuss and work through any potential issues you feel you have. Thank you very much.